Now, when I reviewed this big thing, I thought I'd be done with Disney movies. But as it turns out, there is one movie I need to give another chance before the show ends. I've talked about this story before, but time to rehash. Having a VHS collection of your favourites is great as a kid, but it's almost a guarantee that a friend will have a VHS tape you don't, but you really like the look of it. There's a simple solution here. Exchange a couple of tapes for a few days. Offer them something they might want to see. In the tail end of VHS, I had a neighbour who owned Alice in Wonderland. I had never seen the film before, despite owning many promos for it on video.
And when you think of magical adventures, how could you not think of Alice in Wonderland?
Fortunately, there was one VHS tape she was interested in. Not this one already looked like garbage, so I gave her the 2000 re-release. A fair trade as far as we were concerned. At first, all seemed fine. She watched the pirate show, enjoyed it. I watched Alice in Wonderland and I didn't like it that much. It just didn't do much for me. Before I had the chance to return the VHS tape, she and her family moved to Australia. So for the past 16 years, I've owned her copy of Alice in Wonderland. At this point, I've had it longer than she did. It's been on my mind for a while, but before we close up shop, I want to give it another try. Wait, what am I doing? Watch a movie on VHS instead of Blu-ray. What a silly idea. Now, I know very little about the original story, so I'm judging Alice in Wonderland purely on its own. Past the opening credits and the film gets straight to the point. A girl called Alice is bored out of her mind during a history lesson. She starts imagining her own world, and all of a sudden, along comes a rabbit who's late for a very important date.
No time to say hello, goodbye, I'm late.
Alice follows him into a burrow, and suddenly she finds herself falling into a really bad LSD trip. Barely 5 minutes into the movie as well. We're moving fast here. The film never stops for a breather. Alice goes into a talking door's big mouth, meets a couple of zany oddballs called Tweedledee and Tweedledum who tell a story about a walrus. She destroys the rabbit's house by eating candy. Adoro gets the idea to burn the house down to free Alice. There's a bunch of talking flowers, a smoking caterpillar, a cat with an insane smile, and the Queen of Hearts who wants to cut her servants' heads off for decorating her garden.
Ah! What's their heads?
This movie just doesn't stop. It just goes on and on with the craziness, not to mention the frequent musical numbers. That's basically what this movie is. Alice moves from one crazy scenario to another, as if each were their own short cartoon in a series. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. With only a few minutes left in the film, the Cheshire Cat pranks the Queen of Hearts, framing Alice for it. The Queen holds a trial for Alice, many characters appear again, the Cheshire Cat causes more trouble, Alice has to flee before the Queen can cut her head off, and suddenly she wakes up in the real world, as if nothing happened. Did she really go to Wonderland, or was it all a dream? Who knows? Overall, I have mixed feelings. The movie isn't one of my favourites in the Disney catalogue, not even close, but the animation is really nice. The humour is insane and doesn't take itself seriously, and with a short runtime of only 75 minutes, this can add up to real entertainment value if you're in the mood for something crazy. Let's give it a high 3 out of 5. I still don't love it, but I can't say I was disappointed. Alice in Wonderland is not bad.